Yep.
Okay, Brother Akol, my name is Majok. I'm
Okay.
Good. And could you please introduce yourself to us again?
Yeah, my name is Alfred Akol. Yeah, South Sudanese,
Okay. Alfred, how old are you?
I'm 43.
43 years old, okay.
Yeah.
And where are you currently located?
I've been located now in Melbourne.
In Melbourne. So which detention center?
MITA. It's called MITA. Melbourne Immigration Transit Accommodation.
Okay. Okay.
MITA North, because we have two MITA. We have South and North.
And North, okay. And MITA North, that's where you, MITA South, that's where you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And brother, do you have any family in Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have kids.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have wife, I have everything, yeah.
Okay.
I've been long in Australia, I'm going to 18 years now in a couple of months.
18 years. So when exactly did you migrate to Australia? Which year?
We got 2004, June 26, 2004. I came to Australia.
So you migrate here with all your family, all your wife and your children. You were born here.
Yeah, even my kids, the last four that was born here, but the two kids I come with them, there's only like 3 years old and 1 year when they come to Australia. Because all the rest they were born here, 4 of them.
Oh, 4 of them were born here.
Yeah, the youngest the one who was born here now is 17 years, like 2 weeks ago,
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 5 months ago, yeah. 5 months ago exactly, he was born. 6 months ago, he was born in March 9, 2005.
Okay.
1 year after he was born, yeah. He got born.
Okay. Right. So are you a Australian citizen or
no, permanent. Come like humanitarian, humanitarian visa. Just sell a form, when I come here.
So you came on the humanitarian visa?
Yep, 202.
Okay, that was a special humanitarian visa. That's right. That's what a lot of South Sudanese came down here with.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you know if your visa is still active or canceled?
No, it's been canceled a long time ago. It's been canceled since 7 of March 2016. It was like 2 weeks before I get out from jail. Yeah, 2 weeks before I get out from jail, it got canceled.
So that's 6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. 6 years and a half now since it be canceled.
Okay, and you say you are in MITA, Immigration Transit Detention Center in Melbourne. How long have you been detained for?
Now all up or just here in Melbourne only?
In Melbourne.
In Melbourne, I've been until December 7. I've been here 4 years exactly in Melbourne. But like I mentioned before, I've been in different facilities. I start because I got released because I'm from Sydney. Actually, I got released from Sydney jail to Villawood. Okay, in Sydney, from Villawood, I've been only 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and it took me down to Indonesia, to Christmas Island. I stuck over there for another 2 years, and after that, I come down to Perth in Younger Hill. Like 2018, March 2018, 9th or something like that. I've been over there like 6 months, and they burned the place down, and they took me back again to Christmas Island. I've been 3 weeks over there, and after Christmas Island, they sent me down here to Melbourne. And the rest of the boys, they go back to Sydney and Brisbane and back to Younger Hill. But 2 years in Christmas Island, 6 months in Younger Hill, 4 years here.
Wow. That is a massive time spent. A lot of time spent in a lot of places.
Because in jail, I spent like 8 months for drink driving, okay? But it's 12 months, like 4 months from 8 months. After that, when we come back, you have to put something called vacation, because how you can get your visa back, because they give you option, you have to give them, good reason, We give them the good reason. A revocation, he took them. This one is called National Character Consideration Center. The one always, because this one now, because this one is called I failed character test. This one they cancel my visa, mandatory cancellation, you know, because already you've been 12 months in jail. Doesn't matter if you appeal it, you didn't appeal it, but already you've been 12 months exactly automatically. It's called mandatory cancellation. Doesn't matter. Yeah, if
that's 501 policy. That is
501. Yeah, it's called Immigration Act 1958. Yeah, that's it's very confused a little bit because people, if they didn't realize it, it's very hard, you know. But at the end of the day, that's what to do. But we are a lot of people before, you know, like 5 years ago or 6 years ago. We've been a lot. We're over 400 Sudanese because I'm one of the delegates for South Sudanese here.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Are you saying there were 400 South Sudanese in the detention centers around Australia?
Yeah, we have. That's Sudanese only. We were almost 400 or 500.
Almost 400 or 500.
Yeah.
Are you serious? And were you the oldest among them, or there are some older people?
Yeah, because there's people come before me since 2014. There's people come 2015, and we come because already the law came out 2014 in December. Okay, yes. But there's people before this law, they are already there. Okay, the visa been cancelled, but it's not the way it been cancelled before, because before when your visa cancelled, they look for all the factors and your relationship to Australia. They let you out, you know, they give you a chance. But after that, when they say these things and plus, you know, the media sometimes they play a little part. You remember what's happened in Melbourne here, like Apex or stuff, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all make it harder to the people. Like we have a lot, like since here we have only like 15 people only they go back to South Sudan. But these people, they didn't deport them. Nah, just only the sign, because already these people, they keep you here because to think about too, because they can keep you much time they want, but they can't release you. Nah, because they know in the end of the day.
So 15 people have signed to return to South Sudan. Where they
yeah, this one when I was in Christmas Island, and I come back here because, you know, because I have the list in that time, you know, I have the list, all the Sudanese, you know, we are a little bit of delegate over there, because if we have any challenge, you challenge us over there before with immigration, because they don't look after us, you know, especially Sudanese here. We don't have a strong community. That's the problem in that time, because communities that are busy with their own problem, but they don't busy with the people in detention. But they never know, because sometimes
somebody mentioned in a Christmas Island yesterday that we are forgotten people.
Yeah, they're forgotten people. Yeah, because why I said that, Mr. Major? Why I said that? Because I've been spoke. I done that interview before with ABC or something like that. I don't know. I've been spoke with the South Sudanese community in Victoria last time, but in that time they have a problem, or else they go all the way down to the federal court. I don't know about the leadership. This one is not Chola Marial and Ring Mayar, all this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And there's a lawyer also now. He moved down to Brisbane. His name is Cormano. You know, you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. I spoke to them directly, okay? I spoke to them for all these leaders, but in that time, the leaders, you know, they're busy with the leadership split or something over there because they have own problem. And after that, always they focus on the young offenders, juvenile, the one all kids that go to jail. Yeah.
Okay, to cut you short from there, let's come back to you being a delegate of the South Sudanese people who are in the detention centers, and you have collected most of the information, and you know they're struggling with lifestyle in the detention centers, and is helping them out. Are you in contact or in coordinating with the other detention centers to see each other or help each other in talking?
Yeah, always. I've been in contact with them sometimes, you know, because now people because after this government gone, I would try to, we try to come together, because here they can let us to come together sometimes, because if I was there, we can do something. But now they split us, especially they split us, because like me, they put me here, okay? And we have another Sudanese with me before, but these people, they signed, because we are like 4 or 5 delegates. Most of them, they sign, they go back to South Sudan already, because they have enough, because they've been 5 years, 6 years. For me now, because why keep me like this? Because I have a kids. The first time, if I'm single now, I'll be gone for the first day. Bang, I'm out of this country. Believe me.
And if you sign a form to say that I will be taken back to South Sudan, how long does it take the migration to take you?
They took their own time too, because they have to negotiate with the country there in South Sudan. Okay, they have to ask him about his background, who's his chief, in maybe if he's from Agar or from Tuch, from there, they have to know someone over there. This guy. But these people, they was born, in Khartoum, but they never been in South Sudan.
Yes.
But always they ask chiefdom something from Agar or from Ngog or from everything. They ask this name because they ask South Sudanese immigration there in South Sudan, if they want to deport you, they say, okay, we have someone from South Sudan, but he never been there. But him now, he signed, he want to go back. It depend for the South Sudanese government. If they say yes, they ask him, this guy, what he did. He said maybe he done armed robbery, he fighting, he's a violent. He said, okay, sometimes the South Sudanese government, they say, no, we don't want him. And what happened here, if they don't want you, they keep you indefinitely, like happened to us now. We've been keeping indefinitely.
Yeah.
Because they can't force you, they can't force removal force. They can't force you removal now, because they know. Because in the end of the day, you are a refugee, okay? They can't force you, but they play with your mind. If you sit like this, because when you sit like this, my job, without anything like this, for another last 5 years, with any hour income, what do you expect? And the way, just the mentality, you be gone. Okay.
I spoke to few of the guys who are in Brisbane. Some of them are in Sydney, and some of them in Perth. They have been there for 6 years, 5 years.
Yeah. Now we have more than
are there many South Sudanese in Melbourne now who have spent such kind of length of time in detention as well?
Yeah, because now we have a little bit. Yeah, here I have like 7 or like 5, 6, 7, 10. I have like 15 here with me, or 17. But like 3 of them, they get out like a couple weeks ago. 3 of them, they get out. There's a young boy from Adelaide. 3 or 4, they get out. Now they start
been sent back to the community.
Yeah, they go back to the community. Yeah, they're back to the community.
Okay. So in that center where you are at the moment, is it split in units? So are you talking specifically on the unit there where you are? You have a lot of 15 of them.
Yeah. We have 3 units exactly. We have Glenelg and Esken. I'm in now, and Fort. The 3 units in this camp. There are 3 compounds. Okay, compound. Yeah. In this compound now we are like 6 Sudanese, 1 Nuer, and like 6 Monjang and Denka. We next in the group 5 Denka over there, 7, another 1 7. Like we are like 50, like almost 18. But before we are 22, 23. 3 people they got they go back to community like a month ago, But 2 weeks ago, another one get out too. But
so South Sudanese are the largest African within that confinement.
Yeah. Now, because we are the 2nd largest after New Zealand.
After New Zealanders.
Yeah.
Now, Akol. So what was the nature of the event that took you to jail and then took you again to that confinement center? Were you in prison so many times, or was it one time?
I've been in prison many times, not like long length or long time. Before, when we come here, sometimes, when you get married and you've been a little bit of trouble and you've been traumatized for long, because these people, when you have mental health problem, just you have to escape these things, just you have to try to drink more, just to forget all this stuff. That's one is a fact, and any Sudanese here, it's been traumatized anyway, just, because it's a lot of things. And after that, you've been in trouble, a lot of trouble, especially if there's a lot of violence or when you argue at home. مثلا في مشاكل بيت كديار وهاي زي ده بيكون لكن ما في يعني there's no violence on it. That's when this problem they come together, and plus because me I have like 5 or 6 drink driving, and in Perth is different like New South Wales. Okay, New South Wales they're strict in the law, not like Melbourne here or Perth. Perth too, they're very strict in law. Okay, and that one I've been 3 months, 6 months, 3 months, and this all these things they accumulated together. Before, if you've been like 6 months jail, they put it, they don't count it. But if you've been like 3 months jail, they count it. After that, you've been 9 months. And maybe if you do like 3 months jail, but you didn't be convicted, it'll be 12 months. They put this one aside, okay? It's called, in English, it's called what, accumulated together, And when you be sentenced for 12 months, that the law is say anyone it been sentenced 12 months is a mandatory cancellation and ban. But when I come here, by my time I done in jail, when I come here, I thought it'd be like 3 months, and they give you your answer back, because here when you come here they give you form. It's called revocation. Revocation does mean revocation. They ask you why you want to get your visa back, because you have a lot of factors, You have to tell them, okay, I have family here. I've been contributing to this country, this, and I've done this. They look all these things and they took it to account. But in our time, exactly, there's no delegate, because over there in immigration, there's a delegate, there's a minister, he can make decision. Yeah. But for us, is a minister in that time. Is a minister come up, it's called Peter Dutton or all this stuff. It's straight away, because they don't give us a chance to go to AIT. You know what AIT what it stands for? It's called a
tribunal, migration tribunal.
Yeah, because they cut us like this. We can go. And the time we spend here in detention to get your answer back, it took you up to 12 months exactly for the first answer. And after that, you get refused because they don't give you a chance to go to AIT. Because if you go to AIT, you explain, that's one is face to face,
Akol, what is the treatment in the detention center like? You've been around Australia, going Christmas Island, going to Billowwood and Perth, and now in Melbourne. So, can you tell me what is the treatment in the detention center like?
No, because since until 2016, they treat us badly, because we don't have like legal, like they don't give us like
legal aids and all that.
Yeah, because after that we form people together, and after that we tell them, okay, we need our rights too, because you brought us this country, but you have to give us legal thing, because for us we have to chase the lawyer, to chase all these things, because if you put your form in, you can get a specific answer. They say, okay, they're still doing these things. They're still going on. The first 2 years for us is a horrible 2 years, because the way they treat us, because especially it's look like discrimination. Australia, they tell you, okay, if this situation you don't like it, just please sign and go your home. But we can force you to sign. That's what is a brain game. But when we see that things, okay, we call all ourselves, and the problem is in that time too, if I have family here in Melbourne and you are from Melbourne, they can take you without anything. They can take you to Christmas Island. They can take you everywhere. You can't say nothing. Because
so you get separated. You get separated from your family. Not
especially South Sudanese. Yeah, especially South Sudanese. They took all the South Sudanese. No South Sudanese here in Melbourne. No. Or they put us in one place in Christmas Island. And in Christmas Island, we say, okay, if you bring us, we are majority in this island. Okay, we stay together. They say no, we can't put South Sudanese together. because these people,
because they know things can happen.
Yeah, and okay, sorry, okay. And after that, because we want to prove for them, because we are not violence, and after that, they can't confuse. They see us, we're doing good. We just play sport, we do our things, but there's no fighting. They say, how come these people outside there, they say they are violence, everything. I told them, I told the board of us, the big one, and the circle, and the people around this place, told them, always don't judge the book by the cover, you know?
Yeah.
You have to sit down and see these people, what they're doing. And on the boys engage good, you know, we engage everything. In that time, they come up with everything. They say, okay, now we can look for use for legal aid, because they start to, you know, they start to open, you know, to us, you know, and say, okay, but we have a rules here. They say if all the rules they come from Canberra, we say okay, because put it this way, because if I've been in Christmas Island for 2 years and I've been good behavior in this place, because previous character test and current character test, it's the same, because we come here, we behaving good, you know, they respect us, everything. But why you don't take me back to my family?
Yes.
Because they say we don't put all the things, because there's people higher than us. We say, okay, we talk to these people. They say, nah, these people, you can't reach them. I say, okay, that's all right. And that's when, after that, we've been with them just a little bit. And after that, they start to give us a little bit, you know, yeah, they have to open to talk to us, to do everything. And after that,
so you came back. So you came back to Melbourne from Christmas Island because you were of a good character and you were showing a great responsibility.
Yeah, I'm saying there's a lot of people that have a good character, because the media, he says something, and when you see the person in front of you, this person, he tell you something else, because always they generalize everything. And after that,
and what is the overall health of well-being of our young people who have been forgotten?
Because all these young people,
Christmas Island.
Yeah, in Christmas Island, all these young boys, you know, because you know, in Panamonjang, Randilin, Ketek, these young kids, you know, we stay with them and we talk to them, you know, always, you know, we give them, you know, some advice. Please.
So you're giving them a mentorship, because you're the oldest among them. You're trying to be their uncles and all that.
Yep, we done everything. The boys, they're doing good. They're doing good. Until because sometimes, you know, if someone he want to try to break you, you know, just only put the hope on you and let them do. Because in the end of the day, they can't take your spirit, but and that's when they make them confused. When they say people, we're still strong and we don't care, you know, in the end of the day, because in the end of the day, you have loved one outside over there. Like you talk to me, because you can, you know, you can change my mind a little bit, because the good thing is the kids, they done good and everything done, and we wish them, most of them, the people, the one he went back, because already he have enough. Because when they keep you 6 years or 5 years, and after that they say, okay, that's all right, because always they look for that age, you know. They say if you don't have anything here in Australia, because don't waste your time. But they can't, like I told you before, they can't deport you.
At least cannot force you to go.
They can't force you to deport it. But if you sign and anything happened to you over there, they will come with all this paperwork. They say, okay, hang on, this guy, we didn't force him. He done this one. Because why they're doing this one? Because this one is the problem now. We just focus about indefinite detention. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. You can't teach someone, if put in this way, my joke. If you go to United Nations, America now, and you've done something crime, they put you in detention. Detention, they deport you. Okay. Yeah. But here now, they can deport you. They keep you here. They make business. They make money on you. They don't care. Because.
And why do you think the community have been sleeping for so long without looking into these problems?
The Australian community, the Sudanese community, especially, they're misleading. Okay, I want to tell you now. I'll be honest with you. They've been they're misleading, because already they hit them up with with what happened, the kids they're doing outside there. And you see, the kids they're doing all this crime outside, that all is scam. It's the same kids like any teenager, any other teenager, because they was born here. Because it's not like someone who come from Sudan. Nah, that's all the kids was born here. The same teenagers, they was born in this place.
Yes,
okay?
all
And
the children. Yes,
yeah.
all the young people running the streets were literally born here, and
yeah, they was born. Yeah.
And that's why we mostly wonder, why would the government put these hard policies on the young people who were born here? Some came when they were 1 year old, 2 years old. They have spent more of their life in Australia, and they're all Australians. They should have been given a treatment the same as an Australian does. So if they wanted to tell them to take them back to South Sudan, where are they taking them when all their families are in Australia?
But yeah, because I will go back to you a little bit, because if they say that, because already the kids are here, already they're automatically citizen, they can't affect them anything. But there's people, the young kids, that young kids, they make a chance worse to the adult people here, like us, because the way they do all these things outside, and the media always generalize all the whole community, because the community is community. There's a bad people, there's a good people. It's not all. This one is a minority, It's not majority. All of these things. It's a minority, And as I see that now, all the branded, all South Sudanese community, they are not good. And there's people in South Sudanese community that sport, the athletes, the everything. When they do the good thing, they say, yeah, this guy is a refugee, he done good to the country. But the country always, like I said before, there's a good and there's a bad.
The media would portray whatever they wanted to portray, but looking at the a great holistic picture, the South Sudanese community is branding Australia in a good picture in international arena. You look at some few names out there, making Australia proud. They are South Sudanese themselves. And coming to even the healthcare system in the nursing, you find, all these in the health workers in the front line, a lot of them from South Sudan. We thought, these people, anyone who committed a crime and basically should be treated like an Australian. And being given these inhumane. The Human Rights Commission in Australia is already very concerned on the same issues that is facing the detainees. People who came here as refugees as well, like yourself and people like myself. Why would they be given such kind of high treatment? So 501 policy is a questionable, and that's what I need the community to know. That this policy need a lot of voices, to question it. Where is the pathway for these people in the detention center? Why are the human being kept in the cage? You're being kept in the cage, for unlimited time, a time that is So can you tell me what is your health status now? Are you being affected mentally by all these problems?
Yeah, because when I was sad, I've been affected mentally, and that's when I come here already they treat me. That's good, but mentality now is you can relapse when you've been working the last 6 years in here. You engage with the treatment of mental health problem, and my mental health stability is good. But it's good, but sometimes you just realize because the problem is it look like we are voiceless. Voiceless. What does it mean? It means if someone now if we hit the media every day or a current affair, everything like that, the government they be in big trouble.
And that is the aim of this discussion, Alfred. Because
before, if we have someone who can speak behalf of us, all these things they can get away with this stuff. But now they're getting away with this stuff because these people, I know they're scared from me a lot, because even in detention, we know secret, no one can know it here in this place, but we still carry on. We know what is going on. But at the end of the day, you can open your heart and explain to the Australian people what the
other boys in Melbourne, where you are at the moment, looking onto you as their leader.
Yeah, I'm still a leader. Even if I go to Perth now, I'm still a leader because they know me all, because I know.
One of the boys I spoke to yesterday, Samuel Khalifa, the Czech. Samuel Khalifa, the Czech, mentioned you that Alfred is someone who will tell you more about our situation.
Yeah, this young kid now, he's been here 4 years now already.
So, what is the youngest age in the detention center where you are now?
Last time I have 19, now I have 20, 22. This is the youngest one I have now.
22 is the youngest, so it has been there for 3 years now.
Yeah, this is the youngest one. Now, because before we have 19, all this stuff.
Now, what can you tell to the sleeping community, the South Sudanese community, and the African community who are sleeping and they don't want to talk about it?
The African community, like the one of the boys, when he say over there, we are forgetting people already. We forgot people. We've forgotten from our community. It's not about, because our community, sometimes we can't blame them because they have a lot of challenges outside over there. But there's one thing, put it this way, if this one not happened to me, it could be happen to one of your relatives, loved one, okay? Anyone, something like that, someone very close to you. But sometimes you say, okay, you will come by yourself, and you say, okay, for you, you have to look for the lawyer, okay? You have to look for a lawyer. You want to get out of this situation. But the one related to you, he be all right, and he get out because he got what? He got support. But there's another people here. They don't have support, okay? They don't have support. At least South Sudanese before, they're focusing on one thing. They're focusing about the juvenile kids, what they're doing outside over there, okay? But when you're representing all the whole community, it means you're representing any South Sudanese here, including if there's any Sudanese also from North, you can
Alfred,
watch. Yeah.
Are all these young people in detention center gone down there because of the violence or robbery or any other aspect of criminals activity?
Yeah, any one charges is different. But in the end of the day, they generalize people. They generalize. They say South Sudanese they say all the violence. Okay, but there's different things. There's people drugs. There's people something like that. There's people even if they do anything, because it's a different categories. Different categories. And I tell you, it's not because my charger is not the same with this Khalifa charger or Masalan Akol Adut, the one in Perth, or Butrus Shoal in Younger Hill, or Masalan, who's that in Patrick or Kilo in Brisbane. They're different categories. They're different categories. Different categories. Yeah.
Okay. Because I spoke to most of the guys, and the most common thing that come up is a domestic common assault.
Yeah, most of them are common assault, but because these people didn't understand the nature of this stuff here in this country. This country is very, if you didn't pay attention, you never know. Because when we come here before, the good thing is when I come in this country, I've been the last 2 weeks straight away I come to this country, I start work. This country is a country of opportunity. But sometimes if you're struggling with any mental health, like I told you before, even South Sudanese parent, and one day you'll be a parent, the culture you deal with it, you deal with the different things, with different something behind the scene. You never, you can't touch it. Always you say maybe tomorrow be better than today. But there's a factors here. South Sudanese, the young kids all are seeing like this here, because people they give up on them. But your own kind, you can't give up on him because you have to talk to him 24/7 because otherwise they be for that.
Now, since you are a leader of these young people, you've been advising them, mentoring them. Do they tell you their challenges? Are their families giving up on them?
Yeah, because for them, they can show you the emotion for that one. Because like me now, because emotion I can show it because my kids outside they're struggling because there's no guidance around them. Okay, but you never know. And when you leave your woman alone like this, and the kids already they turn like 14, 15, it's a dangerous age, you know. She can't carry on all this stuff, you know. Like it's the same here. The boys here, we have to calm them down and say, okay, one day, anyone in this world, they have his own time. When your own time coming, because forget about people, what they say over there, because anyone in this world, he can do wrong and bad. But make sure if you get out, you don't relapse or you do all the same thing, because there's a loved one, he want you over there. This is the way we calm them down, because and we told them, okay, don't do anything wrong here, because otherwise anything here they use against you. You know, these people here already, they have to look at your behavior, because already they are not sure this guy, if we let him out to the community, he can offending again, he do these things. But when you put me in this situation, or you put me in any institution for rehabilitation or to be in rehab or something like that, yeah, you come out with a good outcome. But for
plan,
us here,
yes,
you come out with a plan. But here, there's people already they do their own plan. It's a long-term plan. Maybe in the last 5 years, in the next 5 years, what you do in the next 5 years. Not about today. Okay, if I get out, I say, okay, dang, I'll go back to alcohol. And everything is a decision, you know. Like sometimes, you know, if I say this one, I don't want to smoke, I have it now. I can't smoke it because it's my decision. But you can stop me. You can't stop me for something I love it. At least even myself, I can make that decision. Okay, that one is a fact.
It is you. Them. It is you who should change yourself, not anyone. Because you have experienced all. You have gone to prisons, and now you are in the detention center. So it is you who should tell yourself what is bad again and what is good in your life. Because Alfred, Alfred, how are your children coping without their father figure in the family?
That is a $1 million question, you know, because sometimes when you're sitting down like this, you know, behind the four walls, like I'm inside my room myself now, sometimes you're thinking about that, you let them down, because now I'm not struggling. They are struggling outside, because last time when I was outside, like 7 years ago, I would take them to school. When someone want to go to a party for friends, I would drop them. That all these things never happen. That's what I say before. I said that. I say next time when someone get out, he can spend all the last 6 years or 7 years I've been here with the kids, you know, nothing more than that, because this one, it touched me a lot. But I don't talk about it, because when you talk about it, your mental health is just, again, it must be relapse. But you have to leave it behind and just, you know.
Are you still in a connection with them? Any other communication mean?
Every day, you know, every day I talk to them, everything like this.
Do they come down to come and visit you? Are they allowed to come and visit you?
Yeah, they come and visit me. But from 2020, because that coronavirus come up, because the good thing is in immigration, what they did, because we don't have any visit now, they give us every month, and every 2 weeks, they give us phone card. It doesn't matter if you have Optus, Vodafone, anything, to check your family, you know, because this one is not jail, because you have your own phone, because the jail time you done it. Here you are unlawful only. You are unlawful. You're unlawful. It's not someone here don't have visa.
Now, is it? I presume it should be too hard for your wife and your children to look at the justice system and try to fight back. Have they ever been trying that?
Yeah, it's a corrupt system. Like I told you, it's a corrupt system, because we know everything. The last 6 years and a half we've been here, we know about, you know, we know the truth of Australia. But people, you know, people outside over there, they say Australia is good. Yeah, Australia is good. If you never been in trouble, that's good. And we don't wish someone to be in trouble. But when you know about Australia exactly, you know, there's two faces, you know, there's two faces. There are the faces to humanitarian, like they say, because already, if one day I ask the lawyer, what's the difference when you go to Article 3, chapter in United Nations, the Convention 1951, the one you just signed it about all this. What is about the rights for the kids, you know, about the rights for the kids? They say, yeah, I know, because in the end of the day, because these people, you know, the book, the whole is upside down, because you don't want to know what is going on with this situation. And we know everything. We know everything about all these things they do.
Yes, it looked like Australia has 10 it fights away from the rights of the person, rights of the person,
of the kids, or something like that, yeah.
Giving freedom. And
yeah, they take it into consideration. They take it to account because they take it to account or consideration. They say, yeah, well, we can't do anything, but about the law, what they say about the law, the one that been passed at 501, they say this one, this, because we can. Okay, one day, if tomorrow they get to deport me, one day my kids, one day they can come up like this, all the Australian citizens. They say, okay, well, okay, you send my dad over there and you leave me without, you know, with fatherless. How can I live like that? This one is the
it's $1 million question to the government. And again, Alfred, if you are given a chance to speak to the Home Affairs Minister and the Migration Minister now, what would you tell him?
Now, because the way they treat these people is simple. Okay, you don't want me in this country, like you said before. You can't force me to sign. Let me out, but don't keep me indefinitely. That's only one question only. Don't keep me indefinitely. Yeah. Because this one is against what? Is against the law. They know that.
No one deserve in this world to be kept in the cage indefinitely. You know.
Indefinitely, but you didn't give me time frame.
It would have been better if they would have kept you in the prison and you know your time. And that's what the boys have been citing. A lot of the boys have been saying, you know, it is better we back to prison, you know, because you know you're gonna get out after these years and all that.
Because
you know, the detention center, no one cares, and you don't even know where you're gonna go. You know.
Yeah, you never know. That is a big problem. That's one. The word indefinitely, that's the worst. That's the worst, is against the law. Because if you don't want me in this country, and they're still in a process going, but they come with another excuse. They say, okay, these people, they have court running, legal procedure running. But legal procedure running, you don't know how can run this procedure, because you refuse me today, you give me, at least I will go to federal court, it can take me up to 3 years. And after that, and the answer is clear, it's refused. They want to make money.
Now you have all this experience and you've been a leader of the boys in the detention centers around Australia. What can you tell to the other young people still committing crimes and still causing violence in the community?
Now, the problem is, there's one thing here, Mr. Major. I want to tell you one thing, you know, we'll be honest with ourselves, man. Because Sudanese outside over there, everyone, he wanted to try to protect his own family. Okay. But when you be a leader for some community, you have to be polite, okay? And you have to always, anything happen to your community, you have to be there, okay? You have to be there. Because these people, they don't talk to the young kids over there. When they go to the young kids over there, they tell them, okay, do good, and after that, you go back to your family. Now, you have to create something here, pathway. And the government, they give them money. There's $1 million, you know? They pay $1 million for them, for all this community, okay? $1 million. They should mentor these kids, you know, the way the kids, because there's some kids sometimes that are good in school, but there's a few factors over there, because the parents, they can't, because the parent already mentality, they're not well. That's what I said. Like I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that parent, because if you did consulting the parent for the first place, no, you can come out with always good income for all this South Sudanese they're doing outside. Now the crime rate, they're coming down, okay? They're coming down because there's nothing now. There's nothing happened. But the problem, the Australian, the South Sudanese community in Australia, they're not working hard. If I'm outside now, and one day you will hear me one day I'm talking over there, because people, when they have meeting, something like that, they're talking about money, but you see in that meeting, there's someone who have kids, but he don't want to get all these things out. They say this is a shame. Because when you are a carpenter now, your door is not being fixed properly, and you want to go fix that problem. That's one, because they don't take acceptance. The Sudanese by themselves, especially the South Sudanese community, they don't have any reconciliation between themselves. Because when they have that reconciliation, they themselves and they accept each other, everything, it can be easy for them because they can take easy. We have in our culture, any kids like under 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, if you see him in the street and tell him don't do that, he can listen to you, but he can't listen to the white man. That's true. This one in our culture.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah. Because if these people, they focus on this stuff and they're doing this and they help the parents too, or they give them session, do this and this and this, because this one is called conflict culture. Conflict culture is very hard someone to adopt. Even me and my kids was born in Egypt. As now, because why? Already, because one in the house is my kids, but when they go outside, it's not mine. Because there's other things over there. But there's school, there's everything, you know. They feed them up with something different, because the way just you realize, because you want to raise your kids in a different way. But
a lot of the young boys in the detention center now say that they got in trouble in primary school and high school because they don't have any person in their house that really mentor them and show them the pathway and tell them, and a person who could be their guidance and all that. Do you think that is the biggest problem these boys in the detention center are facing in their life as well?
Yeah, it's all right. It's good, yeah. Because before my data just switched off now. I restored it. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I was asking you that most of the young people in the detention center have been mentioning to me that they have been going through a lot since the primary school, high schools, and that's because they had no one in the family that would mentor them to be a better people in the future, and then they've been using other means, to get out of the schools and get themselves problem. Is that what the boys are telling you in the detentions?
Yeah, because always these kids, they open their heart, when someone open their heart already, because someone, when you've been struggling with something and you don't split it, you trust someone and you told him, because this one is on him, but he don't want to tell anyone, because when he told you like this, it means this person, he will try to change himself, because like it's very hard, because in like I told you before, we are for our South Sudanese parent, you can sit down with your son. If your son want to ask you a question, you say, "Nah, we don't have time for that one." And that's one. This is a part of mentality. What I told you before, is a part of mental health, because even all the African parent background, they're not being consulted because they are in a big conflict. Because when you have teenager is only 14 years old, because you have a lot of challenge at school, okay? And most of South Sudanese community come here, they are not all educated. You see, they are not educated. Because he want to force his son to become a doctor, but he don't have any support. How can you do that? This one is common sense.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard.
Now, Alfred, what can you tell to the parents and other people who will be watching you talking to them on this discussion today? The situation you are facing, and the situation the young people are facing, and you have mentioned there were over 400 people in the detention center, mostly young people. What can you tell people now?
I would tell them always, they have to listen for their kids, They have to listen to their kids, What if some kids today, because he's not in a good mood or he's not happy, because there's something challenging him, They have this big challenge. There's something he want to tell you, but you don't want to listen to him. That's a problem. If you listen to him in that way, because he said, okay, I have someone, he listened to me. If I have any problem, I will come to him and I listen to him. Because like the kids here, one they told me, if their parent listens to him or something like that, he can change his life. But the parent already, they've been traumatized, okay? They've been traumatized with all these surprises now in this country. They've been traumatized already. I will tell you the truth. I'm one of that parent. They've been traumatized badly because they can't make any balances, between the kids and all themselves, him and his missus at home too. They can't, because if the kids come and say that I have a problem, the daddy say, no, I want to go play the cards or I want to go play Dumanas. He don't have time to him. He can see his mark at school. He can see everything. And he don't know if the kids come nighttime drunk, okay, he say, okay, Jala Pandi. That's one is a dangerous part, because when you kick your kids, your daughter or your son in that nighttime, you kill him. Because why? You have to be safe in his house first before he get outside. Because if you get outside over there, he'll be in trouble. And anything can happen to him. And tomorrow you'll be grieving, you've been grieving for that thing. Because it's emotion. It's a parent emotion, because you think your kids not listen to you, but you don't open to him. That's a problem.
Now, Alfred, you have all these experiences that you have undergone through, and you have known it all, and you as a parent, you have seen a lot. What can you tell us now that young people are also misusing their time, and that because they have no guidance in their families, and to keep them safe, out of the juvenile system and out of prison and out of detention center? What can you say now could be done to make sure that this will not end up there?
Yeah, the one that could be done with the South Sudan community is one thing only, because always we can't chase the cloud always. It's not really good, because one thing is, because they should create any pathway for sport, culture things. I remember there's a woman passed away. I think his son is there now. Akol. Her name is Abioli. Before, with the board culture, the kids are engaged in that culture. Always. Because always when you take your kids to school, not school, it's sport. Always you keep them from trouble, because they come tired and they just sleep, and tomorrow they can see at their homework. The problem is now that all the South Sudanese now, when I'm saying for any South Sudanese parent, they should open for their kids, talk to them. And if your son, he come home drunk, or your daughter come home drunk, don't kick her out or don't kick him out. Because why? Because one day you regret that thing, the way you kick him out, the way he go away from you, he never trusts, because already he trusts parent. But if the parent, he don't listen to him, okay, because he don't have anyone in this world, because he tend to do two things. He tend to drugs, or he tend anything he want. Something you don't wish your son he will do it, because in the end of the day, you be sitting down like this, put your hand in your head like this, so you are your missus, and the kids are gone. Okay, that's one. Secondly, they should create anything, like I said, pathway. There's a kids under 18, they should looking for the work on these things. And the kids also, they are weak at school. They should open, extra studies for them. If there's people in it, they can volunteer. There's people, they can know. There's people that can volunteer. They can help them. And sometimes also, is the South Sudanese community, they should link with the government, because they get fund from the government. They should consult all the South Sudanese, in our culture. When you bring some people like this and you tell them, okay, parent, we want to tell them the way people they live, they reject you. But that's what is a part of what orientation. Because when we come here, we never been orientated. When you come here, they say, okay, when you go to Australia, don't stop your kids, don't do this one. There's a few things, because I told you it's a conflict. Is a conflict. That way, when I say
yes, lack of orientations when
orientation,
trouble here was a big problem.
Yeah. and the shock people they just find in this country. There's a shock, it's a shock.
Cultural shock.
If in Sudan, it's shock. If in Sudan now, I know the way just and I will do all my things, but it's a shock. You come from different culture, from lawless country to the country of law is a different. There's a little bit of conflict down here, but you can see. But you harvest that situation in the future when your kids one day he be in jail and every day they drag you to the court, everything you do like this. In that time, you'll be traumatized by yourself. You'll be traumatized your parent by yourself. You see?
Now, Alfred, we are coming to an end, and could you please tell me what can you tell as your general view on the situations you are?
My general view.
The situation young people are in there.
My general view. All the kids. The boys with us here already they've been doing good, they're doing good already. Everyone is a discipline for something you want to do in future or be principal for something else, but for the people outside there, Australia is a good country, is a country for opportunity, is a country for everything. But if you done all the things you build it in all your whole life, you can destroy it in 1 minute, okay, in 1 minute only. If you done something wrong, and everyone can do wrong, okay, but that's wrong when you do it, you have to pay for it, and when you pay for it, nothing can harm you in that time. But the hints we are in now, like I told the South Sudanese community also, just turn all your thought, everything, other people that are forgotten people here, because when they ask, where you from, you say I'm from South Sudanese. Yeah, because you have a community. When you have a strong community, nothing can divide the community. But the community now is that divide, because someone he see his leadership is better than anything, but he can't bring the surface, because when I put you in that position, you have to do something for the community. You're not sitting down over there. You see prime minister, you see this one, and tomorrow you get money, but the money you're spending for something does not exist. They should spend that money for to make any courses for these kids outside of that, to help them basketball tournament, everything tournament like before, everything but so, because people
Alfred,
yeah.
So Alfred, are you calling for the community to unite and fight for their liberty, for their children to be released from detention and given a second chance?
Yeah, everyone get this. It deserves a second chance. No one don't deserve. Everyone can deserve a second chance, but the way you deserve that second chance, you have to do something, okay? Because otherwise, when you come out there, like people have been here for a while, forgotten people. One day when you go outside over there in Fuscri or maybe in person somewhere else, people say like this, "Where you been?" Say, "I'm in detention." So sorry, sorry, I hear that, but. Is the same people before he work with you, but when you've been in trouble, everyone can run off from you because you come with a bad person. But there's no bad person in this world. You done something wrong, but you have to pay for it, and we did. And after that, the community they run away from us. They say now they they're criminals. But like I mentioned before, this one it could be your son, it could be your nephew, it could be your niece. Who knows? Because you never know. Because this life never stop for someone dead. The life is still continue. But everything is all right. But
true, true, and I'm glad to speak to you, Alfred. And what about the other young person who was sitting with you in the room? Is he gone?
No, I think he went out now. He's talking to his mom.
Oh, his mom. Okay. Very good, and I'm so glad to hear from you that you've been taking care of these young people in there, being an elder and acting as an uncle and a leader of overall young South Sudanese in detention center has been a privilege. And this video will be shared widely, and it will be an eye opener. To the community, it will be an engaging tool to the government. Our community has been sleeping for so long, and this is the time now for us to wake up. And this is what we're doing. We're doing this to wake up and to make sure the community has to do something that is important to safeguard the life of people who have been forgotten for a long time. 400 people is a big number. It's a huge number that need to be looked into. So thank you so much, Akol, and I appreciate your talk today.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
okay, thank you. Okay, bye. Okay, thanks. Bye.